Hello, slow parenting family from across the globe. Thank you so much for joining us on another edition of the Slow Parenting Podcast on Nostalgia Media. My name is Richie Adewusi. Today we are going to dive headlong into, well, the gender question. Yes, yeah, the gender issue. Okay. He's a boy, he's a girl. We're going to talk about that today. That's our show for today. And please, before we get started, I still want to appeal to our followers, viewers, support us, please. Subscribe, just press that subscription button. Support this podcast. That's about the only way we can continue to come your way every episode and then have this discussion with you. Okay? Support us. Please subscribe, comment, share this podcast, share this stream with your friends, and then like us. Okay? Yes, just press that like button, that thumbs up button, like it, press on it, and then subscribe, please. It helps us. Okay? Thank you for doing that. Thank you for also encouraging your friends to do so. All right. So today, like I said, we're going to be looking at the whole issue of, oh, he's a boy, he's a girl. And I'll start on maybe rather depending on who this touches and whichever way, whatever way. I know a family. They have 8 children and they are all boys. Yeah. How did they get to be eight? Well, I'm starting this session, this podcast from the other side of the fence, eh? Not, oh, we want a boy. No, this one is we want a girl. The first one was a boy. I said, let's try again. Second one, a boy. Third one, a boy. Well, let's try again. A big girl. Let's try again, a boy. Four. Let's try again. Five, a boy. Six, a boy. Seven, a boy. Eight, a boy. We're looking for a girl. As I'm talking, you probably could be saying, oh, I also know another family. They had the first one is a girl, so let's get a boy like that. Now, if you ask me, this family, the family I just talked about with the 8 boys, they didn't set out, the couple didn't set out to say, oh, we're going to have 8 children. Yes, they're going to have children, but it didn't, they wouldn't have started to say by saying, oh, we want to have 8 children. They want to have children. But the idea is that, oh, we'll have boys, we'll have girls, maybe. But Providence, well, the universe, if you like, had other plans, gave them all boys. The same thing probably would have happened, be the issue with some other family that it's a girl, let's try it, it's a girl, and they have all girls. There are lessons we need to learn from those. It takes a man and a woman to start a family. Yes. You have come together to start a family. You are blessed with a child. Forget the gender of the child. It's a child. And make up your minds, even before that child is born, that you are going to do your best as a team, as a family, as a couple, to bring up your child in the best possible way, using, once again, your culture, your tradition, your family values, your family etiquette, and the legal codes of the society in which you reside. as backdrops, as resource materials with which to draw the things you need to bring up that child. And when they become children, those children, whether they are boys or they're girls, we'll go into specific stories about boys, girls, and all of that. But I want to just talk with parents just a little bit. A child is a child. It actually just falls on you. It is you that ultimately infuse certain concepts in the minds of your children for them to get to become who they get to become. In terms of, I'm a boy, I'm a girl. Okay? There are very, very few natural things, if you like, biological um, assignments that are given to males and females. Very few. And it all surrounds conception and childbirth. A couple, a male, a female come together, they get married, they want to start a family, and conception happens. It's a female that carry the pregnancy. Forget whatever science and scientists and whatever is throwing at us right now. It's up to you to embrace those concepts and, well, practices now. Up to you to say, no, this is who I am. I'm telling you on this program, it's a man and a woman to start a family. Okay? You believe in what you believe in. You don't want to force me to believe in what you believe. I'm not forcing you. I'm saying if you want to talk about starting a family, this is who we are at Slow Parenting Program. It is a man and a woman start a family. You have a child. You also bring that child up with that same notion, that same concept, meaning going back to your tradition, your culture, your family values, your family etiquette, sorry. This is who we are here. So you have a female child as your first child, for instance. You don't start off with, oh, why is it a girl wanted a boy? So that there isn't and that well, sorry, let me take that back. There's only one thing a male child could do that a female child cannot do. That is bring about conception. Intercourse to bring about conception. That's all. On the other hand, there is absolutely nothing else that a male could do that a female cannot do. On the other hand, there are at least two things that a female would do, not a child now, a female would do that a male cannot. Forget science, forget in people trying to turn nature upside down. It's only a female that could carry a pregnancy. So the way our culture, our tradition, not science, not any form of surrogacy, not any form of this artificial insemination thing, males, no. It's only a female that is structured by nature. I don't want to say design, structured by nature to carry pregnancy. It's only a female that could suckle a baby, that's breastfeed a baby. Two things that man, no, you can't do. One thing, woman, you can't do is impregnate another woman. No, you can't. So you see, nature has clearly defined role in procreation. That's all. That is the only area. Any other chores, jobs, professions can be performed by males and females without any questions about gender. All other things that have come up had been socially constructed divides. We say female. In most cases, they're also cultural. They're not biological. Oh, if females, we cannot climb tree. We can maybe hazard a guess as to why some culture will say, hey, a woman should not climb up a tree. But a woman that is properly dressed can climb anything, so long as she has the strength to do so. And it all comes from where we are starting from today. It all starts from the mindset. You help your children to develop as they're growing up. You do not get your children to lean to those socially constructed roles, which are now called gender roles. No, you don't diminish the ability of your children, either males or females, to buy into those socially constructed roles, which ultimately bring conflicts. Okay? So we're not taking a session on uh, gender, roles here, but we need to paint that background so that we can now look at the main issue for our discussion today about you have your children. You bring up your children to be the best versions of themselves, regardless of their gender. Outside of those three roles, those biologically determined or naturally given roles we just talked about here. Instead of conception, instead of, carrying pregnancy, instead of breastfeeding. That's all. There's nothing that stops a female child becoming any other thing, from a plumber to a carpenter to an astronaut. We've seen, we have hundred thousands of names of people who are females who are already. So there's nothing stopping a male child from being the best chef in the world, the best dishwasher, the best. We have thousands of names professionally, people, males who are very good in those areas. As parents, you probably should be more concerned about your children's emotional intelligence, emotional upbringing, development, emotional development, their ability to handle themselves, the situation, their ability to relate with others, be themselves, then, oh, don't worry, you're a girl, shouldn't, no. Okay? Even when families are financially, economically challenged, and it comes down to educating the children, Don't discriminate. Oh, well, let's send the boy to school. The girl can stay, can go and learn sewing. The boy can learn sewing. The boy can learn catering. The girl can learn carpentry, can learn mechanical work. It's all of those things have nothing to do with it's a boy or it's a girl. It's your decision. So, oh, let's train the boy. He's one that's going to take care of the family. Really? Have you watched the news lately to see how true that is or how false it is? Your children caring for you or the family have nothing to do with the agenda. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It comes down to individuals. It comes down to upbringing. It comes down to what you get them to believe about themselves from childhood. It comes down to you helping them to develop the abilities you've seen in them, the things that you see, the interest areas you see as they grow up. You don't say, no, Mom, I want to be the best astronaut in the world. You? What did you say? Astronaut. There you go. You just kill some, you just kill some dreams, some moral. It goes to the mirror. No, you're a girl. You say you're a girl, so you can't do that. Don't do that to your children. So, well, first of all, let me say, if you were expecting that this edition today, we are going to be going into the traditional, or we are talking to ourselves today. We're actually not following the, because this is so central to relationship issues much later. Even within that your home, that your little girl, that boy, you buy toys for them. For the boy, you buy construction equipment, you buy medical gadgets, you buy, well, astronauts equipment. For the girl, you go and buy kitchenware. You are sending a message that you should not. Instead, buy toys that either you, well, when you buy your first set of toys for your children, they probably don't have any preferences, couldn't tell you what they would like at that point. But don't now choose for, okay, he's a boy. You can be a doctor. You go and buy toys that connote that. Or it's a girl. Yeah, girls, what do they do? Cook. Not true. You go and buy kitchenware, you go and buy nursing things, baby things, and okay, he has to breastfeed, comb the hair, buy dolls. No. Build up your children's first self-confidence, even from the toys you buy for them. Now, when they now could talk, could speak, could ask for things, find out from them what kind of toys they want. Not because of the ideas you put in their heads already. There must be certain things they like. When they tell you, go and look for those toys that connote those things they tell you they like doing, or you see them like doing. Regardless of whether they are boys or girls, get them what they want, what they feel comfortable with. No, you can't have those. It's only girls that use cooking things. What do you want to do? What if the boy likes to cook? I love to cook, by the way. I cook, by the way. And I will tell you one story about that. Eh? But first, I think we're having our community members already knocking on the door. Wow, so many uh, so many contributions already. So I'll come back to that story about the cooking thing. So you could see how a parent or some parents get to instill, put in those, this is the way, walk in it. Not you're a boy, walk there, you're a girl, walk there. We'll come back to that. A committee member here says, do you think it's true that mothers should focus more on raising their daughters and fathers should focus more on raising their sons? Parents should focus more on raising their children as their children. The bias about you're a man, take care of the boys. I don't know of any scientific data that backs that. So let's start from there. Okay? It's still sentimental, it's still socially constructed. It's still gender bias, habits, practices. Okay? You should teach your children what they need to know about life, as males, as females. Don't put them at a disadvantage from childhood. Don't do that. That situation. There are things, well, you are couples. You should know who could handle what better than the other. No sentiments. You know your partner, your mom, you know what you are good at doing. Dad, you know what you are good at doing. So when it comes to putting the children through at those things, let the person who knows how to do those things best lead the way. Support the other team members. Support. Remember, we said that parenting is a full-time, lifetime job. Best prosecuted by a team. The team is the couple, not one person. So yes, you are the one that's best at that thing. The other person queue up and say, yeah, go ahead. As a team. Today, we're going to learn how to do this, but mom is going to, mom knows how to do this best. So, well, we're going all to learn. I'm still learning. I still want to, Well, today we're going to learn how to do this. It could be something in the kitchen, and that is the one that knows how to really make this meal very well. So we're all going to watch that make it. Everybody, support yourselves. Talk confidence. Talk importance of things that need to be done to your children, not who is designed to be the one to do. No. Because you don't know where they're going to end up. You don't want to hear the backside of that story. You don't want to know where they're going to end up. Okay? So, please know this community member. Mom should not raise the girls. There are, yes, when it comes to certain, again, it's a function of knowing yourself. Okay? It's a function of knowing yourselves. Okay? It's a function of knowing yourselves. If you know yourselves, you know who is good at what. I said that earlier, I'm repeating it. Then you will nicely, not railroad in a bad way, you nicely railroad your children towards that person when those things are got to be, when they need to learn how to do those things. But you will be there to give your own support. Okay? Another community member says, do you agree with fathers who say they must have a son so their family name can be passed on, considering that girls will have no change in their names when they marry? Everybody have change in their names when they marry. If you are programming for your children if you are programming to tie your children around yourself for the rest of your life, you're making a very, very serious mistake. It's not going to happen, whether they are males or female. They all have their own ideas. Don't diminish those ideas. Be much more interested in your children developing character, personalities that stand them out as decent, as reliable, as hardworking, as productive, as sensitive to the needs of themselves and others, so that when they appear in the public square, they can be useful to society, not selfish individuals that have been made to know that other people don't matter, it's only you. We see that play out. If you want a strong son who wants to be at the top every time, there's nothing wrong with being at the top if it's with the right motives. You don't want to be at the top so that you can dominate others. You'll be at the top so that you could cooperate, partner with, collaborate with others to do the best for everyone. Win-win for everyone. But that sounds like an utopian world, right? Right now. It's not right now. It's been there. And then this kind of, that can carry the name of the family. Who says that it's only male children that could carry another family? If your name is so important, discuss with your daughter. When you marry, you can do a compound name if that's so important to you. It's not the name, it's the acts, it's the legacy. Okay? You live that your children could pick up, could continue with. The footprints you leave on the sand of time as you done your own bit and you teach them how to do, they watch you do your own bit. Okay? So you're also saying, do your own bit. It doesn't matter whether they are boys or girls. It doesn't matter if you are good at cooking and your son, I'm talking mommy now, you're good at cooking. Your son loves to cook and it, well, we said name of the family. The name of the family is not only the man now. There are two people that have a family. Some people listening to me now will say, Richie, come, wait a minute. What are you talking about? What? Your children, what's their name? It's not somebody and somebody. It is Richie Adewusi. Well, that just happened. But there's never, it was never a case of, oh, you are nobody. No. If you are building a family that is only, built around yourself as the male, you're building nothing. As a matter of fact, you're building a time bomb. Okay, so no, please. Do you agree with fathers who say it's bring up your children to develop into human beings, individuals who could carry the family values that you have pointed to them as you train them as they go into the general society. Your cultural values, your traditional values. So when they get out there, they don't get lost. Somebody can be answering your name, but you are lost, you are gone, you have nothing, no legacy, no, it's just name. Name is important, but name is not everything. Okay? My daughter likes cars and action figures, and my son prefers softer toys. Should I be worried or just let them be? Let them be. First, have that conversation with both of them. Why do you like this? So he will tell you. We will tell you. We have males who are specialized in making feminine products. It's just what they like doing. It doesn't mean that they are wishing they were male. If it's a girl that likes, well, the cars and action thing, who is wishing, no, that's what he likes. Meanwhile, the society has used that to create a generation of people who are created another sort of problem for the whole of human race in terms of gender issues. Okay? That's not what we're about here in this program. But again, let your children, we talk culture, tradition. Your male child likes to cook. I said, I love to cook. I love to cook. Where I live here, thankfully, this is summer. Okay. For the last 4 summers, every 2 weeks through spring and summer, I cook Nigerian pepper soups. Yeah. I love spicy meals. I encourage people to cook their own meals in their own homes. And one way I thought about doing that is okay, I can do this. There's a beautiful park right in front of my apartment block here. I cook in my kitchen every 2 weeks and I invite friends and, well, people that come to the park to taste my soups. 4 years now. Somebody taught me to cook, and it's my mother. Oh, yes. Does that make me feminine? Not by a long shot. I'm a man. In every sense of the word, man. Okay? So this, like we keep saying, these are socially constructed thing. And look, let's really look at it the other way. My mother also did not have a choice. Maybe there were 7 of us. She had only one daughter, my elder sister, later that sister. So the rest of us, 6 of us, were males. But my mother had all sorts of help around her, housekeepers, female relations. But she didn't, because she had people to do stuff for her. She insisted that we learned how to cook. One time I missed it, and I had it. I had it. And I'm going to tell you the story now. When I finish with that story, we'll play our video for today. And when we come back, we'll take the remaining of the community member contributions. It was just not too long after the Nigerian Civil War, the one that's called the Biafra War. And we had relocated to, well, before the war, my mom moved all of us to the village, close to the village where she came from, in the southeast of Nigeria. And we lived there. And as the Civil War ended, she got into farming. This is sort of a woman who had nothing to do with farming before. She got into farming. She had some inherited landed property and all of that. She went into farming. We farmed all sorts of crops. I got interested in seeing things grow, watching things grow. And she insisted we cooked. Long story short, Mama was going to travel on a particular day. It was just herself, myself. She had house help. She had people who come in, females who come in, do things for her. At that time, none of them were living with us. But then they would come in, do things. But he insisted we had to cook. On this particular day, Mama was going to travel. She traveled actually. I said, okay, cook okazi and egusi soup with fufu. It's myself, herself, and my 2 younger brothers. They are twins. Okay. The ones after me are twins. They're boys too. Men now, still, And eat with your children and leave mine so when I come back. So we played football. I'm like, it's time, Mama's good. I went to washed, cooked, tasted the soup. Oh, was tasty, flavorful. And I'm like, wow, I did so very well. I prepared the fufu and had everything. We ate ours. What's anybody's business? We ate. We didn't notice anything was wrong. We did it. But something is telling me something is wrong with this soup. Something. Those of you who follow this podcast would have probably heard maybe this story before. So don't worry. For the sake of those who haven't heard it before, I'll repeat it here. It's a boy, right? My mother didn't care whether you were a boy or a girl. You learn the things you need to learn. Okay? When Mama came back, I was happy I had made food for Mama. I served her, the fufu, the soup. My mother washed her hands, took a morsel of the fufu, put in this okazi and egusi soup, and went this way. The sauce, the soup sauce ran from her fingers down her hand, and she put it down. Chile, what is this? Mama, then Nobody needed to reset my brain. I remembered immediately that something was missing from that soup. Something that I didn't add was missing. Is this how I taught you to cook soup? I didn't put a thickener to the soup. I didn't put achi. I didn't put soap. I didn't put any of those. But there was a good, everything was done. The soup tasted nice. I learned a different lesson about, yeah. So let's not go into that. That's part of, but I was as a boy. She didn't spare, she didn't say because you're a boy, you know. Or say, oh, you tried, you're a boy. After all, you're a boy, you cook. No, this is not how to cook this soup. And I learned. And today I'm teaching other people how to cook soups. I mean, exotic Nigerian soups. Okay? So we're going to take a look at our video for today. Is a boy, is a girl, right? Maybe the video would present things to you in that academic way that you are expecting me to speak today. Today we just about this whole boy girl thing. There's too much paperwork out there about the gender issues. Today we look at practical, examples of how useful or helpful or unhelpful that whole sentiment of is a boy, is a girl could be. When we come back after the video, we go into how this would or has been playing out in the larger society after your children are grown up and they're gone out there. Don't go away, okay? Let's watch the video, then we'll come back. Thank you.
Dear parents, watch till the end to learn how one double standard at home could affect your children's future. And then, the society at large. He's a boy, so he shouldn't wash plates. She's a girl, so she must sacrifice, or be the sacrifice. These are not just bad habits, they are bad seeds. Many parents unconsciously treat sons as superiors and daughters as subordinates. But this isn't harmless, it's damaging. Here's how to break the cycle. 1. Stop giving boys a free pass. This would teach them responsibility, not entitlement. 2. Let girls speak, challenge, and contribute. This builds confidence early, and shows them their voices matter. 3. Train both children to do chores. This builds equality in relationships, and breaks toxic adult patterns before they form. 4. Correct abuse when it shows up. Don't excuse it. Leave him, he's a boy today, becomes he can't be corrected tomorrow. 5. Always remember this from 7.5 Temptations Parents Face, by Dr. Richie Adewusi. A female child is as important as a male child. It depends entirely on how you bring them up. What you normalize in your home becomes their normal in adulthood. Your goal is to raise honorable humans, not privileged boys and passive girls. What you reward today, society would relive tomorrow. Share this with any parent who's raising both sons and daughters. Comment, like, subscribe, follow, and stay tuned for more parenting videos. Not just hacks, but heart.
Welcome back. I hope you loved our video for today. Okay, it says it all. It analyzes it, structures it in a way that you could go back as many times as you like to look at it. You could also share the video with your friends that, well, maybe you have discussions along those issue areas. You could share with as many people as you like. There are many more videos on our YouTube channel at the Slow Parenting Podcast on YouTube in those different kind of issue areas and parenting. So welcome back. Mama helped me to add more water to the okazi and the egusi soup. since she said, well, since you like watery soup, fine, you eat it. But then don't worry, my mother was not, it's not like that. She was that hard-hearted, no. Well, it was just to let you know. Well, I didn't eat. Charlie, she really cooked, had to, that was out of just, this is what I taught you. Okay, this is what I went to the kitchen, removed all the protein inside, and poured more water inside the pot, not just one bowl. I was blaming myself really when all of that was going on. I wasn't angry. Why did she? I was like, come on. And you know what the funny thing was? The achi I had prepared to use for the soup was there. I just didn't put it. I prepared it. So again, parents also, well, that's some other thing. Watch, correct in love, like we say. Oh, she did, but she started with anger, pour more water, but later she had to prepare the soup and added every other thing that needed to go on. Second, you see now, what is the difference between this and the one you cook? I had already blamed myself even before she's saying, you see this. I already said, oh, wow, why did I forget this? It happens. Okay? It happens. So we come back here. Contribution from community members. So what roles do traditional gender roles, okay, traditional gender roles, okay. What role do traditional gender roles and expectation play in reinforcing preferential treatment for male children within the family? There's still that thing that, well, for some reason, it is believed in some cultures that the males are more uh, programmed. Don't know who did that programming, okay, to be able to be much more successful in certain things in life, generally, not even in certain things. Or the male is the breadwinner, is the head of the family, so he should be able, so the woman doesn't. And then we train the female child to have that subservient, okay, anything goes disposition. And the revolution started at some point. No. No. And the gender wars started. It is that notion that for some reason, that some cultures believe that the society generally, because you see, we'll be fooling ourselves by saying some cultures. Look at some of the so-called advanced societies today. There's still that whole issue of male domination in the major industries, major societal activities, institutions, from politics to, especially when it comes to the issue of governance. The world is male dominated. Where you see the females, it looks like it's charity. Okay, just come, let's just make provision for you. Wrong. So this whole thing has played out in the larger society, and we are seeing it in plain sight every day. Every day. The female are struggling to show that they are capable of doing stuff. And in most cases, they get things done better. Some of them, maybe to prove that, you thought we couldn't do it, there's still that contentious, I can show you I'm better than you. It hasn't helped mankind. It's supposed to be a partnership, not a competition. It has destroyed families, it has destroyed companies, it has destroyed communities, destroyed countries. That competition, instead of partnership and collaboration, instead of letting individuals develop in the best ways they choose to develop and bring the things they are capable of doing to the table for the benefit of all. Instead, we have made people to believe that it is them and us kind of. But even in that them and us, the question you probably would need to be asking is, who fuels this the more? Who fuels the preferential treatment for males over females the more? Who? Leave your comment, leave your response in the comment section. Who do you think is at the forefront of carrying this male superiority, notion the more? I'm waiting to see if any community member that's going to respond to that. Who? Without letting us, okay, let's see, who carries that? Who fuels that? Who reinforces that? The male is better. The male is more important. The male be more protected. The male should be more, supported, preferred. One community member here says men usually enforce it the more. No, wrong. It's the mothers. It's the female. I will give you everyday example, and then you can add your own. The family has male, female, well, preteens, teenagers. The male child has gone out all day. Maybe they're on holidays, yes. They've done the things they're supposed to do at home, yes. The male child has gone out playing with his friends from morning, or he's not come back. The female finishes what she's also doing. Maybe he also goes to visit a friend. The male child comes back, say maybe about 4 p.m. and what are you doing here? Your friends are still playing outside. The mother. The daughter comes back. Even at the 4 p.m. What have you been doing outside all day? Or let it just be by a stroke of whatever, she comes back home, maybe a little bit, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Wow, all hell be let loose. The male child, both of them are seated at home, playing or whatever. John, can't you go and play with your friends? You don't have anywhere to go. That never gets said to Mary. Where are you going? Yes, Mary, I want to go and your friend. Which friends? Try to make my friends sit here and here. Now, let's get a little bit more creative with this analogy, okay? Now, in the issue of a boy and a girl are in a relationship, the girl gets pregnant. Who gets tongue-lashed out of the two of them? The girl. But how did she become pregnant? By herself? In most cases, it's the girl that will stop going to school. Well, naturally too, okay? Because she's the one that is pregnant, she's the one that will carry the pregnancy. The boy continues with his life as if nothing happened. The girl's education is affected. The question is who, enforces or encourages the preference. It's usually in the larger society. Who votes for the corrupt politicians that are all over the place across the world? Go and check the voting patterns. It's the females that vote the males into the office. How many female voters support female candidates? Yet you are talking about discrimination. It's not the males. It is the female. They don't trust themselves. Just like the mother does not trust the daughter to be able to take care of the family or amount to, well, what she believes the son could amount to. Where is that written? And that whole concept is carried. You find, well, exceptions here and there, but in the main, that is what happens. It happens from the upbringing of the children. It happens from the kind of mindset we've given them, the kind of confidence that we have allowed them to develop about themselves, about getting things done, regardless of their gender. It is the mothers that, in most cases, enforce those conceptions, those mindsets. It's the mother. You're a girl. Why are you looking for this? Is it your type they are looking for engineer? You sit down here. Come, we are going to cook. Oh, yeah, John, repair that thing. Okay. You, by yourself, you've diminished your daughter. You've made her to believe she can't get certain things done because she's a girl. You are letting the boy who doesn't even, most likely it's your daughter that will teaching John how to repair that thing. But then you are forcing John to learn how to repair that thing because, oh, he's a boy, he's one that should know. It's wrong. Let your children develop, okay, according to their chosen or God-given abilities. And let them evolve, develop, get into the society, okay, knowing who they are, liking who they are, not making. The last question we have here, I think, okay, we've really run out of time, but at the same time, I think we started the podcast today, but late, technical issues. Sorry, I apologize in late, but we'll take this last contribution here before we round up now. I believe some kids today are turning to transgender identities partly because they were forced into roles that didn't fit them just because of their biological, well, say biological sex, whatever that means. It's still about the boy likes to cook. Oh, he should have been a girl. We keep talking. The boy likes softer colors. That makes no. The girl likes to fix the generator in the house, the pumping machine, the microwave that broke down. It's preference. That's what that individual likes to do it. It doesn't mean it should have been a man. No, it's still the whole idea. And that's what I meant by the society now went off on that tangent. We have not created a monster. We have now created, mankind has created a monster, backed by legislation in certain countries. So much so that some parents cannot even talk to, some fathers cannot relate with their girl children, female children at home. Some mothers cannot say certain things to their male children in certain societies. He's your child. Play your role. Play your role. That's why I'm going to end this podcast today. Play your role about letting your children be the best versions of themselves. That a child is a male does not mean he's the best suited for certain kinds of profession, certain kinds of things done in the house, unless you're talking about carrying a baby, breastfeeding that baby. That's not his role. That's naturally not a male role. Your daughter cannot impregnate another woman, another female. That's not a role. Let's get this thing straight. Let's not get this thing twisted. Okay? And from those even biological roles, you let your children know as they're growing up. Look, if you have a female friend and certain kinds of things happen, if your people are not careful about what you do, that person can get pregnant. And then you become a father when you're not prepared. You're a girl, you like John. There's nothing wrong with being friends with John. But what could be a challenge is what you do with John when nobody is looking. You could get pregnant. And if you get pregnant, that plan you have, that other one stop. Okay, your own is just to play the soft software. So whatever the males throw at you, you take them. No, we are making our female children victims abuse. We're preparing them, programming them for victims of abuse. And we're preparing, most of us, some of us parents are preparing our male children for perpetrators of abuse in their relationships later in life, in their homes, in their own individual relationship, in their relationship within the environment where they work, the workspace. This thing doesn't end at home. You want to show I'm the man here. Why should you be talking to me like that? Talking to you, whether you're a male or female, everybody should talk to everybody courteously, with respect. Respect must remain what it is, a two-way street. It doesn't matter whether you're a male or you're a female. Shouldn't matter. Let your children learn that for themselves as they are growing up, as they are relating with their siblings at home, and let them grow up with that to get out to relate with others in the larger society. So with that, we come to the end of our show for today on the Slow Parenting Podcast. My name is still Richie Adewusi. We'll still come your way again next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada, and 7 p.m. West African Time, including Nigeria. Please subscribe. Please support us. Help us to continue with coming your way every week. We can't continue. We can't get this going without your support. So please do support us. Thank you so very much. See you next week. Bye-bye.